everyone. I am your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say hi. Hello.
Dystro?
Oh.
This
uh,
is not Dystro.
I see we have an imposter on the podcast.
Introduce me. I'm
Well,
myself,
then
actually.
fine. Introduce yourself, man. God.
God, you don't call me, lady. My name is Emo Steve. Get right. God,
God, welcome to the show, Emo Steve.
thank you.
So, where are you from?
I am from Emoville. Thank you.
Emoville. Hmm. The land of the emos, I guess. Looks. I thought you were part of Blues Clues or something.
No, that's Emo Joe.
God. Anyways, yeah, happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's had a decent week. It has been hell here. The weather is just getting hot, and we've had storms here, and there was some flooding. Not where I live, but like a little bit towards my hometown, there was some flooding today. Yeah, it is freaking wild how this weather is.
Yeah, in Emoville, it's always hot, Everybody's wearing black outside, you know. That's how we dress.
Oh boy. So let's get into tonight's episode before my internet decides to go wonky because it was just going haywire last night. So, as we promised in the last episode, we decided we're going to do our top 10 Blink 182 songs. Now, Blink 182 is a group that I was obsessed with back in high school, during my sophomore year in particular. I went through a phase where I listened to nothing but Blink 182 for several months, and I'm kind of going back to that phase now, and it's kind of nice to revisit them days. So it's gonna be fun. I'm assuming you've got a list, Emo Steve.
Yeah, you know, Dystro asked me to come on and to give my emo expertise to the fans.
Well,
God,
we might have to have you on future episodes when it comes to music and stuff.
yeah, I'm the emo aficionado around here. Gosh,
I guess so. So before we start, where is Dystro?
he's he's getting beat up by Heatseeker right now and being a little bitch.
Oh, I'll have to give him a call later. Anyways, so I guess if you guys remember what we usually do on the show for top 10 lists, we basically just start rattling off from 10 to 1, and then we will discuss at the end why we chose what we chose. Sound good, Emo Steve?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Alright, I think I'm gonna go first this time.
Yeah, you
Just for
go
the hell of it.
first.
Just for the hell of it. Alright, so yeah, obviously from going from 10 to 1, number 10 is Damn It. Number 9 is Up All Night. Number 8 is The Rock Show. Number 7 is Stay Together for the Kids. Number 6 is She's Out of Her Mind. Number 5 is What's My Age Again. Number 4 is Feelin' This. Number 3 is All the Small Things. Number 2 is Bored to Death. And number 1 is Adam's Song.
That's a very solid list. Not gonna lie.
Thank you, Emo Steve. What's yours?
Well, Dystro had actually made the list himself. He
Oh,
wanted me to say it to the people.
okay. So
I
let's
don't know
hear
why
it.
I'm starting to sound like Keanu Reeves right now. But but like you had said on some of your lists, he actually had somewhat almost the exact same songs as you.
Oh boy. That's not the first time that's happened, though. That happened with like the Billy Talent stuff. So Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so number 10 is Up All Night. Number 9 is I Miss You. Number 8 is Always. Number 6.
You mean number 7?
Sorry, I didn't learn math in school.
Oh, Lord.
Number 7.
Oh, I just lost you. Uh-oh. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties over here again. So he left off on number 7. I've never heard of the song. Well, I might have heard of the song Always. I don't recall. Yeah, we lost Emo Steve. Uh-oh. Looks like he's having some connection issues over in Emoville, which Dystro usually has connection issues too when he's here. So, yeah, I guess I could start talking about some of my songs. So I'm probably gonna get into the background of at least one of these songs because there's I think I just heard Emo Steve.
Oh,
You there?
yeah.
Oh, okay. You good?
Yeah, shitty internet over here in Emoville.
Yeah. Okay, you're on number 7, so go ahead.
Okay, so number 7 was First Date. Number 6 was The Rock Show. Number 5 is What's My Age Again? Number 4 is Bored to Death. Number 3 is All the Small Things. Number 2 is Adam's Song. And number 1 is Damn It.
Wow. So our 10 and 1 is kind of like, well, actually, no, yeah, my 1 is Adam's song. Your 10 is, what was your 10? Up All Night?
Yeah.
Jeez, so mean. But my number 10 was Damn It. Oh man, I feel bad, but I have an emotional attachment to at least 2 or maybe 3 of these songs on the list. Um, Number 7? Yeah, my number 7, Stay Together for the Kids. I'm going to go into the background of the song real quick for those of you who don't listen to Blink, or you do and you don't know the background of some of these songs. Stay Together for the Kids is a song that has to deal with an abusive household, like parents that are constantly fighting. I went through that in my childhood, throughout my childhood, up until the age of like I think 16, and it sucks. And I can really relate to that song heavily. So that's why it's on my list as number 7. I haven't listened to it in a while, actually, which I probably should do. But it's one of those songs that I have an emotional attachment to, and I can relate to it quite a bit, so it hits home. There's another song on this list as well that does that. But let's hear about you, Emo Steve. Why is Damn It your number 1 pick? Or let's just say Dystro's number 1 pick.
Well, actually, me and Dystro, we connect on Blink-182, and we connect on every single band that we talk about all the time.
Damn.
We went to high school together.
Oh, good lord. Jeez.
You had to deal with my emo-ness day in and day out.
So why was number 1 Damn It on the list for you?
Well, because I always say damn it a lot.
Is that really why, or is there another reason?
Well, see, the thing is, though, it's like, I didn't grow up listening to Blink-182. Only because I saw the video for it, and I thought it was very freaking hilarious.
That's one of their older songs, too, from when they first started out as a group.
Yeah, Dude Ranch.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah, I put Damn It as my number 10. It's actually my least listened to song out of all my songs I have on my playlist. I don't
Okay.
listen to it as much. But now I know what you guys are thinking. New Blink is not as good as old Blink. In my opinion, I like the new Blink 182 as well without Tom DeLonge. Um, I like it. Like, but I do like my old Blink too. Like I said, it's like the Van Halen situation. At the end of the day, Van Halen is Van Halen, just like how Blink 182 is Blink 182. Um, Number two, I put Bored to Death. Now, man, that song has taken me back a bit. Um, so funny story. I heard this song when I was camping in Canada. I believe it was like 2016, 2017. I believe it might have been 2016 I heard it. It was playing on the Canadian radio station show because I listen to that like all the time. Even when I'm over there, I'd listen to it. And it was on my uncle's radio. And I heard it on the radio. I'm like, who's this? Sounds familiar. And at the end of the song, they said that was Blink 182 with Bored to Death on Shome 97.7, like that kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, I've heard of Blink 182. And like, I downloaded that song. I don't know if it was that year, like while I was there, or if it was the following year, because I was listening to it both in 2016 and 2017 when I was camping. So it kind of gives me a lot of them throwback vibes to when I was camping. Like, it's like one of those moments where like a certain song reminds you of a certain place. And that's what it kind of reminds me of. It takes me back to when I was camping, when I was still in like high school and stuff. And yeah, just good times. It's where I met Ken. So if you guys remember him from one of our older episodes here on the show, yeah, it just takes me back to a lot of times. So that's why I kind of put it as number two, and it's one of my most listened songs on my playlist. Emo Steve, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was listening.
Okay, so what did you put Bored to Death as for your number? What was it?
Number 4.
Okay, so why did you put it for number four on the list?
Well, it's like you said, new Blink and old Blink, it's goes hand in hand sometimes. But this was the first album without Tom.
Actually, yeah, you're
So
right.
it has a kind of special place in my heart because sometimes I get bored to death every day.
Oh man. Yeah, actually you are right. That is the first album without Tom, I believe. Yeah, you're actually are freaking right. Oh my god. I didn't realize that till now. I need to actually do a little bit more research on Blink 182. I know the whole split up with Tom and stuff like that. They had a lot of personal issues and stuff like that. I wish he would come back, but he's still friends with all the members of the group, Mark and Travis. He's still friends with them. He still posts throwback pictures a lot on Instagram of the group. So I have hope that one day he'll come back, even just for a reunion or another album. You never know. It's like My Chemical Romance. They just came back and released some shit, so that's pretty dope. Speaking of that, I might actually do a My Chemical Romance episode for all you fellow emos out there, right, Emo Steve?
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's like the freaking. That's like the freaking like the what do I want to call it? Like the trident of emo is literally My Chemical Romance. That's like the group that carried us through like the emo movement, we'll call it.
Emo stand up.
Y'all must rise, join the Black Parade. Oh man. So if you guys want to see a My Chemical Romance episode done here, where we talk about some shit, let us know. I might actually consider doing that. It's another episode I gotta write down. So let's see. I'm gonna pick a song from my list. Obviously, "What's My Age Again" is a classic. That is my number five on my list, and I think that's also number five on your list. That is an absolute Blink-182 classic right there. Like, nobody likes you when you're 23. Aren't you 23, Emo Steve?
Yes.
Damn. Uh, Nobody
Hey,
likes you when you're 23. You know that, right?
well, nobody likes you when you're 20, so
That's not part of the song, but okay. Yeah, I love that song. What's my AGN? It hits the music video well. That's interesting. Fun fact, we were watching this thing on MTV. It's like rock videos. I guess that was the segment or the show or whatever, and it just plays like an hour's worth of music videos by a variety of rock groups. And this one came on the TV, and I was watching it with my dad, and he's like, "Do you listen to this stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah."
You think that? Oh,
Yeah. And if you guys haven't watched the music video, they're all naked from head to toe, except they're kind of censored. They censor, you know, yeah, you get what I mean. They censor that. So they're literally running up, like running up and down the street naked, running into different parts of the music video naked, playing their instruments naked. It's just crazy video, and I had to sit through it with my dad watching it. And little did he know that I listened to that shit.
that's gotta be awkward as hell.
Yeah, but hey, music, Listen, there's a variety of freaking music videos that are just so wacky in this day and age. Like, oh my god, that has to be like one of the top ones right there. That, and then when they redid it with the females for "She's Out of Her Mind," which was my number 6 on the list, they redid that music video but with females. But of course, they censored everything. But Jesus, where does Blink come up? Like, I want to know which one of them freaking doofy heads came up with the idea to do a music video naked. Like, I actually kind of want to find that out. I'm gonna look that up. I don't know if it's gonna tell me.
I would say probably Travis.
Uh, Let me see. Who came up with the idea of the "What's My Age Again" music video? Um,
Must
I
have been one
can't.
of those losers or something.
I can't figure it out. Well, jeez, I can't freaking find out who. If anyone knows who actually came up with that idea, let me know. Like, I actually seriously want to know who the fuck's idea was it to fucking come up with the idea of the fucking music video. Oh man. Let me see if I can. I'm just gonna have to scroll through it. How about you talk about one of your songs while I try to find this?
Okay. And put me in a bit of a spot here. But all the small things.
Hmm. Yes, I love that song.
I I actually had come up with a lyric if I was a musician. You want you want
Oh,
to hear it?
oh god, let's hear it.
Oh God, small things.
Cough
That's one of
clap.
the lyrics.
Cough clap, cough clap. Also, I just found who was kind of behind this whole music video. So, according to the website I'm on, uh, it was directed by Marcos Sega. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Sega used the idea from the band's onstage antics. Travis Barker, the drummer, would often strip down to his boxers due to heat, while Hoppus would sometimes disrobe entirely with only his bass guitar covering his, what the fuck? I didn't know that.
Hey, some places they don't have fucking air conditioning in there.
I didn't even know that though. I didn't know freaking. I knew kind of about Travis, but Mark, like what? He partially credited the idea to the late night talk show segment about a streaker. Hoppus and DeLong were immediately receptive to the idea. Travis Barker less so. So Travis wasn't really in on it, but oh
It made a
my.
very popular video.
The group wore flesh colored Speedos for most of the scenes. Oh, really? So they
Yeah,
weren't completely naked? Well, for most of the scenes.
for most of the scenes, yes.
Let me see here. Oh, fuck. I want to see here. Like, if, I guess the only scene that was actually them naked was them running down the street at the opening. Oh, God. Well, I found out more and more every day about this fucking group. So there you have it. So I guess the idea was kind of inspired by the director of the music video himself, based off of the band's antics on stage. Considering Mark used to strip down and Travis stripped down to his boxers on stage due to heat, I guess. So I didn't even know any of that. So that's pretty cool. You learn
Yes,
something new every day.
yes.
Travis! Oh my god. At the end of this video, I'd like to put a video that the user Magic Mike put up of Blink-182. It's all the small things, but it's all messed up. He does these funny freaking antics with all these like artists and bands and their music video, well, not music videos, but like their videos, like their songs, and he messes them up, makes them funny. So I will put one at the end of this video for all the small things. It is freaking hilarious. You gotta watch it. It's not too long, about maybe I think 3 or 4 minutes. Um, but yeah, so it's time to talk about number one on my list, Adam's song. This song I also have a pretty close attachment to. Now, a little bit of a background story for this song. Adam's song was written mainly about the touring that Blink-182 did towards the start. Now, when they finished touring, Tom and Travis had girlfriends and family to go home to, while Mark kind of didn't. He didn't have a girlfriend to go home to or anything like that. So he was kind of just going home and kind of just spending time in his room, kind of depressed. Um, Basically, kind of meaning signifying that he was kind of alone going home from tour. He didn't really look forward to it. Um, but that's what I read up. That's what I read up about the meaning of that song. It's a really deep meaning song. I love the song. I actually just heard it about an hour ago on the radio, coincidentally enough. Um, and you know what I say? Everybody can take songs their own way. They can take the songs and interpret them in their own way. And that's the beauty about music. This is kind of one of those songs for me. Um, this song kind of stands out to me in a way that during my abusive relationship that I was in for 2.5 years, which I discussed that already on this channel. So go look through the videos if you haven't seen it already. Um, so when I was coming home from school, when I was still in school, because at the time I was in my relationship while I was still in school, um, I was coming home to knowing that I was going to end up going to bed sad that night because I knew one way or another an argument was going to start between me and my ex, well, my now ex, I should say. So it kind of made me feel alone when I came home from school every day, especially towards nighttime. I knew that shit was just gonna hit the fan. I was gonna go into bed crying and all alone. So that song kind of hits me in that way. So I can kind of feel what Mark's going through. Like he had no way to go home to. He was alone. I kind of feel it in the aspects of my ex was going to make me feel alone. So that's why that song is my number one. It hits me hard, but I've already went through that stuff and I'm still healing, obviously. But for the most part, I'm pretty much healed. Um, but yeah, that song hits me so freaking hard, and that's why it's my number one. And not to mention, it's just a good song overall. You know, the story behind it is really interesting. Um, but yeah, number one, freaking Adam's song. I absolutely adore that song, and I recommend any Blink-182 fan to listen to if you haven't already. Which I'm 99% sure any Blink-182 fan knows Adam's song. Like, if you don't, you haven't listened to them enough. uh,
Emo.
yeah, you're not emo. Oh man. So you put Adam's song as number two. I'm kind of surprised.
It's just because I haven't listened to that song a lot like you have.
Like the
But
more I listened to it, like the more I really understood the lyrics. Uh, it kind of
like,
affected, like it kind of like affected me in a way too, because of like, hey, I kind of relate to this in my own way, as well. Like not in the touring aspects, but in an abusive relationship aspect, and that's what kind of helps me, like try to heal from shit that I've been through. It's just listening to music that I can relate to in my own way. It kind of helps, like it makes you not feel as alone and stuff like that. And it just helps me push through everything. That's the beauty about music. Speaking of interpreting shit about songs and stuff like that, we're going to be doing an episode soon about that on this podcast. I came up with the idea tonight, and I think it's a really good idea. It's kind of more of like a psychology lesson, I guess, but I think you guys will like it. So
Yeah.
You'll have to relay the message to Dystro, Emo Steve. Oh wait, that's right. I already texted him. So, is there any other songs that you'd like to discuss on your list?
No, not really. Wait, I hear something.
You do? Is there a car outside?
What? Dystro's here.
He's 26 minutes late almost.
I'll let him get back to his little podcast.
Well, thank you
What?
for joining us, Emo Steve.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I guess Dystro's here now.
Hey,
How's it
sorry if
going?
I'm, it's all right. Sorry if I was late to the party.
Party. It's all good. Emo Steve covered you. You did a pretty good job, except for at the start. I was like, kind of jump scared me a little bit.
Oh, he's tend to do that. He always does that with me. You know, he could.
kind of missed the episode, but hey, you did good going over your list.
Yeah, I know he's the emo guy. So I mean, you gotta have him on the emo-esque episode.
Yeah, and I pretty much just finished discussing one of the future episodes we're going to be doing. So yeah,
Well, yeah, because I got your message earlier today. So.
yeah. So unfortunately, Daisha, I'm sorry, but this is the end of the episode. um,
Oh,
that's going to conclude our Blink-182 episode for our top 10 list. I hope you guys enjoyed. Did our picks make your list? Let us know which list was better. I'm still kind of shocked Adam's song only made it to number 2 on that list, but
well, I mean, like, I haven't listened to that song a lot and all that
Emo
stuff.
Steve said the same exact thing. You guys need to up your game a little bit.
He's a little bit.
Yeah, I know he's a little bitch. Anyways, so this Sunday, well, I think I explained this already this past Sunday, but I'm going to explain it again in case you guys missed out. This Sunday, excuse me, this Saturday, um, we are recording our Sunday episode, which it'll still be uploaded on Sunday, so don't worry about that. We're not uploading early or later or whatever. Just we need to record earlier because we have a special guest coming on the show. It is one of my in real life friends who I went to school with, who I graduated with in the class of 2020. His name is Hunter. He will be joining us for our next Nostalgia Days episode. We're going to be discussing all things cartoons from Cartoon Network, PBS Kids, Disney, Nickelodeon, you freaking name it. It's going to be fun. And it's going to be even more fun because Hunter is going to be on the show. And we grew up in the same year, the same generation. Heck, we graduate together. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to have like two of the 2002 kids versus what year were you born?
Late 90s, so I was 98.
Oh, you were born in that era. Okay, so this could be kind of fun actually. I'm pretty excited.
See, the thing is, though, I didn't start watching cartoons until I was like 7, maybe 6, 7.
I
So,
was watching them like, oh god, when I was like early age, like 4 or 5, like maybe even 3. I don't remember how far back that was, but yeah. So we'll be recording Saturday because Hunter has to work Sunday night or whatever he said, something like that. So we're just gonna record Saturday night, and it will be posted on Sunday. Sunday night, the usual time we usually post. So you guys won't want to miss it. We're gonna have our first guest in the ages on the show. I am excited because I haven't heard Hunter like since we graduated. Like I haven't heard his voice since we graduated 2 years ago. So like, kind of want to see if anything's changed.
yeah, it's going to be an interesting episode.
Now, I'm just gonna mention this. He filled out our podcast application not once, but twice. He wants to be on the show so bad. He literally texted me, I think, last week. He's like, "Hey, Marissa." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "When can I be on the podcast? I filled out the application twice." I'm like, okay, well, let me look at my schedule." I'm like, "Oh, you could be on the Nostalgia Days episode." And he agreed to it. So we set up a date, set up a time, and we're going to record. So I am pretty fucking excited. I don't know about you.
I mean, some of these cartoons are going to like bring back some nostalgia, no pun intended, but nostalgia for me, because like I haven't like watched any of them in a long time and stuff. So you never know.
It'll be fun, and I think you'll like Hunter. He's cool. You've never heard him before. You've never talked to him before, but he's cool. Trust me. He's funny.
He's got to pass my my cool meter.
We'll interview him first, before we start the episode, just so everybody can get to know a little bit about him.
What year were you born? Where were you little kid? What hospital were you born in?
Literally, we grew up in the same town. So, anyways, before we make this episode any longer than it needs to be, if you guys stuck around to the very end, we greatly appreciate your support as per usual. And be sure to follow us on our social medias in the link tree below. I think I actually put our personal Instagrams on there now. So that is there. Our TikTok account, Twitter, our official Reddit page is there as well. So be sure to go follow us in the description below. Just click the link tree. It'll show everything that you need to click on or whatever. And yeah, so thank you guys for listening. And we will catch you guys this Sunday for the next Nostalgia Days episode. Bye.
Bye.